Rocketman, this movie is directed by Dexter Fletcher. It stars Taron Egerton, Jamie Bell, Richard Madden, Bryce Dallas Howard, and it follows the story. It's a biopic of Elton John's life, his career as the artist we all know, we all heard, we all love. Now, something very important to start off with, and I'm going to start the review by saying this. It is a musical. It is a full-blown break into song. It's Elton John's song, but they're going to break into musical. And I think that's very important for you to know, because that's something I didn't realize until I was seeing it. And I think it will impact some people, wanting to watch it, or whether they don't want to watch it, whatever it may be, but it is a musical. Now let's start off with the positives, and the biggest positive of the entire movie by far is Taron Egerton as Elton John. He is phenomenal. He is really, really damn good. He adds a whole other layer to this movie. He is very entertaining. He is spot on with his Elton. He's just really damn good, and I wanted to see more of him, because it does start with maybe the first 15, 30, I'm going to lean towards 30 minutes of the 2 hours, where it's young Elton. It is a very young, like a 6-year-old Elton, then like a 10-year-old, 12-year-old Elton. Sorry, I don't care as much about that. I want to give me like Elton, Taron Egerton Elton, and that's what I wanted to see. Now, saying I want more of a character that's in basically every scene for the next for an hour and a half of a 2-hour movie may sound greedy, but I just didn't really care about the young Eltons. But Taron Egerton is just that good. Give me everything you've got of him, because yeah, he was really good. Now the rest of the cast were pretty damn good as well. Richard Madden, I really liked him using his real Scottish accent, which is cool. Jamie Bell was really, really good, really likable. He plays his songwriter. He's also his best friend. He was really good in this. Bryce Dallas Howard was really good in this as well. I think all the characters and all the cast, when you were meant to like them, you liked them. When you were meant to hate them, you hated them. And I think that's what you want out of an acting cast, and they nailed it when it came to that aspect. Now, the movie itself, I think the music works. It's Elton John. I am a big fan of Elton John. I like his big hits. Not going to go deep into the many albums he has, but his big stuff I really do like. I think they're really great songs, and the music in this movie is really damn good. The visuals are really good. The aesthetic of the film is just really good. Really nice feeling, as well as just very entertaining. It's very funny, and it gets real and gets serious and gritty when it needs to be, when it's about drugs and alcohol, because rock stars in the 80s and 70s and probably even today, they're all doing drugs and alcohol, and it's more of a darker side that I liked it. They showed they got real when they needed to, and I really like that aspect of like, yeah, we're going to hit hard with this. And most biopics do, because that's, rock stars, but I really like that they didn't shy away from that, and they're like, no, this is the shit. He's going to be drunk and he's going to be on drugs for a big period of this movie. Now, the one thing I do want to talk about is the musical, because it was a full-blown musical and it does impact my rating. Now, they decided to add in these songs when it really fit the scene, not necessarily when it fit the timeline. And that was something that I understood, because there's some very, very cool scenes out of it. There are some songs with some like effects and some graphics and some editing that's really cool, and it makes for a nice, cool scene. But I would have rather more a traditional biopic, and I know you can be like, well, they took a choice. Just because you make a choice doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to love it. I would have liked to see him really grow, and see that character grow, and see the fame grow, see the money grow, see the popularity grow. And just the aspect of, one thing I loved about Bohemian Rhapsody, if we're going to compare them, because that's the latest biopic that went nuts, him singing like these songs, just like the riffs, or just like playing on the piano. One of my favourite scenes in the movie is him writing Your Song. He's got the lyrics down, and he starts fiddling around with the keyboards, and he hits notes, and I'm like, that sounds like doing Your Song, and he starts singing Your Song. That's one of my favourite scenes. Just him grinding it out with his piano, singing. And Taron Egerton has a lovely voice, and it makes for a great scene. So I want to see more of that, not just the... I know it's Elton John, so it's going to be over-the-top crazy scenery and make it a musical, but I honestly would have just rather a traditional biopic. And I know you can say, well, they're getting boring or they're similar. Look, the music changes and the person changes. The lives that they live are their true lives. They're not making this shit up, so you can't yell at it for being similar, because this is what really happened. And I think it kind of got lost at parts, because you're like, where are we? Or when was this song written? I thought this song was written here. And I think that was part of the songs being portrayed, or part of the movie being portrayed as a musical. Now, of course, I did still enjoy the film. I think it was a lot of fun. The music was great, and Taron Egerton absolutely killed it. And for that reason, I'm going to give Rocketman a B. Thank you guys for watching my review of Rocketman. Make sure you press that subscribe button. If you haven't already, make sure you give it a thumbs up. It goes a long way. Comment your thoughts. Follow me on Twitter. All that good shit. But make sure you guys have a good one.